wouldn't go on these roads. My back was bothering me so much, but I decided that I would try it again, and I'm doing all right. I get real tired, but not like I was 10 years ago where it was just killing me. Pain. Maybe my back's getting better. And I'm gonna turn around here. Gravel, gravel. See it with that rear mounted camera, front facing rear mounted, because it's up pretty high. But this road, you've seen my view of it a few times, so I thought I'd just show you some other angles. Pavement. There's Ponderosa Road where I went out the other day, well, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Showed you what was back there. Debating on whether or not to tell you this story. I used to tell it all the time when I was in my 20s. I would have people enthralled listening to it. I even had it published in my jobs newsletter. I wrote a written copy of it, but it's not very long. Just a few paragraphs long. But it's been a long time since I told it. I hope I can remember it right. I used to like really exotic adventures. like them anymore, but I used to. And this is probably the most exotic of adventures that I ever told anybody about. It was about a trip to Africa hunting rhinoceros. I'd gone out with the guides for a couple of days and we hadn't seen any. And then it was a Sunday, and just about everybody was Catholic there, and so they wanted, they would go to church, so there was very minimal staff at the lodge I was staying at, and the guides were all off on Sunday. So I went trekking out there by myself. All by myself. I took one of those old Land Rover vehicles out that they had at the lodge. Probably about it. I wasn't supposed to take it myself, but I did. The keys were left in them, so I just took it and went out. This one, Land Rover, was a real rugged, good vehicle. Now they're just expensive luxury cars that aren't worth a darn as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I took it out and I was running around and looking for rhinoceros. And I saw some elephant, but I wasn't there for elephants. Saw other animals that I didn't have permit to hunt. Anyway, I was gone well into the afternoon. I left about 9:30 or so Sunday morning. I was gone well into the afternoon. And then I saw one. Saw this big rhino way off in the distance, and I said, man, he's a long ways away. I might spook him driving in there, but I don't know if it's a male or a female. I gotta get closer. Where I can see better. So I just kept the engine in second gear at a low RPM, got closer and closer, and then when I got where I felt that I couldn't get any closer without it for sure hearing me, I shut it off and parked and was walking. Well, there was several little copses of trees. Oh, maybe I should have gone up that road. Several copses of trees, and I lost sight of the rhino. It went into those trees. So I was cautiously walking through the trees, and boy, this is a lot of traffic. I don't care for this one bit. Oh, and it says you can't turn right up there on Goodwin. Wonder if I can go up an alley. I'm going to go up an alley. And I was skulking around through, oh, this isn't an alley, it's a parking lot, but maybe I can get to an alley where I can I heard it. At one point I heard it shuffling around, stomping around, whatever, in the dirt. So I followed my ears. And when I came out from around this one particularly large bush tree, large around, not tall, but still taller than me, there it was. There was a big male. And it wasn't any more than about 20 feet in front of me. My adrenaline was rushing, my heart was pounding. That was hot, but that wasn't the only reason I was sweating. Sweat was coming off of me. And then I sneezed. Oh man, that rhino looked up at me and it started charging. Oh! Well, I had my rifle already up, so I fired. And I was sure I saw the hair on its forehead part, but it was still coming. And I started running to the side, tripped over a damn fallen tree, fell down. And oh, I forgot to tell you about the rhino dust. Oh yeah, while I was standing there mesmerized looking at this rhinoceros, he was pawing and stomping in the dust and throwing all this dust up. You know, they got these great big feet, and of course they weigh a ton or more, or close to it anyway. And every time that foot comes up and then it sets back down on the ground, up comes this dust all over the place. And then the locals call it rhino dust. I mean, it's just dirt, but they call it rhino dust. There's all this rhino dust. Anyway, I fire, he's still coming. I take off running to the right because he's still running. Trip over this fallen log tree, and then nothing. I like wake up. I look around. I feel a little funny, and I'm covered in rhino dust, but I'm okay. There's no sign of the rhino. No sign of the rhinoceros at all. Nowhere to be found. So I'm standing up a little wobbly on my feet, dusting myself off, getting rid of all this rhino dust, and wondering what happened. So I was left thinking, did it really happen? Was it a dream? I don't know. Couldn't find the rhino. My rifle didn't even smell like it had been fired. But there was all that rhino dust. And that, my friends, is the end of my story. Maybe now you know why I haven't told it for a long time.